The Missing Treats. Max the puppy, Whiskers the cat, and Coco the parrot lived happily in a cozy house with their kind owner, Mrs. Lily. She loved her pets and always took good care of them, making sure they had plenty of food, love, and attention. One afternoon, Mrs. Lily walked into the living room with a puzzled look. She picked up an empty treat jar from the table. "My jar of dog treats is missing," she said. "Does anyone know where they went?" Whiskers, who was lounging on the windowsill, lazily stretched her paws and flicked her tail. "Not me," she said with a yawn. "I don't even like dog treats. They're not fancy enough for a cat like me." Coco flapped his wings. "Not me. Not me," he squawked, puffing his feathers out proudly. Max sniffed around the room. The delicious smell of the treats was still in the air. He followed the scent trail, his nose twitching, and it led him right to Coco's cage. There, hidden under Coco's feathers, were a few dog treats. Max tilted his head. "Coco, did you take the treats?" he asked gently. Coco's feathers drooped. "I only wanted one," he whispered, "but I took too many. Now I'm scared to tell Mrs. Lily. What if she gets mad?" Max gave Coco a friendly nudge with his paw. "Telling the truth is always the right thing to do. Come on, let's tell her together." Coco hesitated, but then he took a deep breath. "Okay," he said. As they made their way to Mrs. Lily, Whiskers slowly jumped down from her perch. She padded over, her eyes soft but wise. "What's going on, you two?" she asked. Max explained what had happened. Whiskers listened carefully and then purred softly. "You know, Coco, telling the truth isn't always easy, but it's the right thing to do. I've made mistakes before, and the best thing I can do is be honest. Mrs. Lily will understand." Coco looked at Whiskers with wide eyes. "You've made mistakes too?" Whiskers gave a small, knowing smile. "Of course. Once, I knocked over a vase when I was chasing a mouse. I was scared to admit it, but when I told Mrs. Lily the truth, she forgave me, and we both learned a lesson." Coco nodded, feeling more confident. Together, they walked over to Mrs. Lily. Coco looked down and said, "I'm sorry, Mrs. Lily. I took the treats. I should have asked first." Mrs. Lily knelt down and stroked Coco's feathers. "Thank you for telling the truth, Coco. That was very brave of you," she said warmly. "If you ever want a treat, just ask. I always have enough for everyone." Whiskers purred, giving Coco a gentle nudge with her head. "See? Told you it would be fine." From that day on, Coco always told the truth, and Whiskers made sure to remind him that honesty was the best way to keep trust in their home. Mrs. Lily made sure all her pets got their favorite treats fairly, and they all learned that honesty made their bond stronger. Moral of the story: honesty makes you brave and trustworthy. Always tell the truth.